that President Trump is right when he says that we have the ability to potentially win New York, if not win, do very well, as Lee Zeldin did when he ran for governor. Why? Because people in New York are fed up with the one-party Democratic rule. We are seeing all sorts of chaos in New York, from illegal immigrant gang members that have created a lot of crime, including murder. We are seeing congestion pricing, another tax grab from Governor Kathy Hochul to enter the city center that's going to crush New Yorkers that live in the outer boroughs. We see the bail reform law and how that has increased crime, and people feel less safe in our city. They are less safe in our city. And so I think that there's a lot of potential for Republicans to make inroads, and we proved that last year with the Bronx. We did win. We flipped a city council seat right in the heart of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez district. We also flipped assembly seats within my congressional district. And so we are making inroads in the state of New York, and it is a combination between the failed policies of the Democrats that are running New York and also what Republicans have offered and what we're fighting for. Okay, we want to see low energy costs. We want to see lower inflation. We want to see safer streets, secure borders. That's what we fight for. Unfortunately, President Biden has allowed all that stuff to happen under his watch. He created a lot of it by the policies that he put in place.
Do you think that New York should be a target as a pickup for Donald Trump to spend money his campaign to pour resources in? You think he should do that to target to try to win New York in 2024?
Well, we'll have to see how the polling continues. I know for a fact that there have been polls conducted that show that he has a possibility of winning New York. And it's one of the states, it is the state where we flipped multiple congressional districts last cycle. And we are in a very good position to perhaps flip a couple of more. So I think it is in play. And the fact that he's spending so much time right now in New York, and people are seeing what is happening to him, they believe that he's being politically prosecuted. I will tell you that I represent a lot of immigrants. People I speak to in the Chinese community, Albanian community, Egyptian community, for example, have told me that they're not happy with the way this president has been targeted by the prosecutors, and they're afraid that this is what they saw in their homeland. They don't want it happening here in the United States, and I think that's actually going to help him tremendously with the immigrant communities. But again, at the end of the day, it comes down to pocketbook issues. The people in the Bronx, people in New York, they're paying more for everything. To commute into Manhattan, they're paying more to put food on their table. They're having difficulty putting a roof over their head. Why? Because inflation has risen under this president. They have the anti-energy policies that have crushed New York. Do you know that in New York State, they shut down Indian Point power plant, nuclear power plant, which was 26% of New York City's electricity, and costs have skyrocketed for New Yorkers. So all of these policies that the Democrats have done are going to be hurtful, and that's why President Trump has an advantage.
I want to ask you about Nikki Haley. She says that she's now said that she's going to be voting for Donald Trump. It has been suggested that Donald Trump should pick her to be his running mate, despite the contentious primary. Would you like to see Nikki Haley as Donald Trump's running mate?
I like Nikki Haley. She's a friend, and I do believe that she could be very good in helping us unite this party. She is still getting a significant number of votes in some primaries across the country, despite not even running anymore, and we should not turn a blind eye to that. If there is a way that the two of them can unite, we should, I think, move forward with that. That would be a very strong ticket. I also like Senator Tim Scott. I also think Elise Stefanik from New York, great candidate. So we'll see how this turns out. At the end of the day, it's going to be the president's decision. I don't know what the personal dynamics there are, but I do think that Nikki Haley would be an asset for President Trump, and I do think that she can help bring over some independents and Democrats.
Well, let us see if that is part of Donald Trump's message when he goes into the deep blue Bronx this evening. Congresswoman, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
John.